Hi, welcome to 3D Animation Yagyan. I am Autodesk Maya online teacher. Today we are going to create a small table model. Okay, let's start. Go to create polygon primitives cube. Under inputs, width and height can be 10. Okay, so height can be the same. Now duplicate this, scale it using this icon. This is the size of the leg. We'll place it here, zoom it, show grid off, place it properly on the lines. Right, now you have to duplicate this, group it, and put -1 in the scale X so that it gets mirrored. Now put this cube also inside the group and duplicate it and type -1 in the scale Z. So you have got the reference for drawing the edges on this cube. Go to mesh tools, multi-cut tool, zoom it, and here also do the same. Okay, it's done. So using these cubes we duplicated, we did these lines. Now we don't need this cube anymore. We can delete these cubes. Now afterwards we will do the legs. We will select these faces and extrude them, but we will do that afterwards. Now we are going to work on this middle place. Now delete these faces in the middle. Here we are going to extrude the edges. This upper edges, I have selected it. Edit mesh, extrude, and bring it closer to this. Not very closer, we have to manually do the snapping. Select one vertex, that is upper vertex, and snap it to the down vertex. Okay, and press the arrow mark, right side arrow mark in the keyboard, so that you automatically select the next vertex, and you can again snap it to the nearest vertex. Snap it. Just check whether all vertices are snapped to the nearest. Yes, it's done. Now select all of them, go to edit mesh, merge. Now you can just go and check whether they are merged or not. Yes, it's merged. Now next thing what we are going to do is edit, delete by type, history. You can change this, that is rename this table, and we need a beading here. Inside this we are going to keep a glass. Around that glass we are going to create a beading. So for that I am going to take polygon primitives torus. You can see how I am going to make a cubicle out of this torus. Make the sub D axis and height 4 for now, and twist should be 45. Yes, now it's cubicle. Only thing, we have to rotate it in Y. For 45 degrees. Now you go to modify freeze transformation. The pivot is also now straight. Go to shade mode. Using this icon, I am scaling it. Set it there. With this, go to top view. Okay. Now we need to reduce the radius. Okay, section radius. Now we can scale it. Okay. Go to front view and place it on this. The height should not be too much. It should be little only. If you want little design on this, you can add the sub D height. It will become like this. So go to front view and let this bottom part be flat. So I am going to vertex and selecting these vertices to make it flat. Yes, done. And these sides too. Right. Right, done. So the border for the glass is ready. Now we can create a glass. Go to polygon printers cube. Go to front view and scale it down. Again go to top view, this perspective, and adjust the size. Okay, this is okay fee, and keep it a little up near the border. Okay, done. You can switch on the wireframe on shader so that you can see the number of objects. Now we need to create the legs. So that we can rename this border, we can call it, and this one is glass. All of them you select and delete the history. Select the table, select the faces, only the bottom faces. Go to extrude and bring it down. In the front view mode, check it, check the height. Okay, this is enough for me. Now we need to bevel this. So select the edges as a whole, that is as an object. You don't select this and go to edit mesh bevel. You don't do that, because these inner edges we don't have to bevel, only the outer edges where there is a turning, those edges only should be beveled. So manually we have to select these edges, should be selected. Also these, the bottom, and this one and this one. Now these edges we have to manually select. Okay, so edges are all selected. Now go to edit mesh bevel, edit reset settings bevel. Okay, here you can select. So always check once after selecting the edges, have a check. Okay, now go to edit mesh, apply bevel. That's right, only we have to reduce the fraction to 0.25 and 0.3 is okay, and increase the segments to 3 so that it looks soft. I want the edges to be soft. Check the bottom of the table. Yeah, it's okay. Nice. Right. So beveling is done. The next thing is we have to keep a stand here. For that I'm going to use the glass object, and that is I'm going to duplicate the glass object which has the same dimensions as a stand. Okay, go to top view and just check. Okay, this happened. Okay, and I think it can be a little scaled up, right? 8.415 should be okay. Now this stand needs to have holes, so I'm going to use Boolean. Before that I have to duplicate the shapes with which I'm going to do Boolean. Go to polygon primitives and create cubes. Okay, done. Now choose the dimensions. Yeah, it should not be too big, because if something is kept on the stand, it should not go through that hole. So only some few holes will be needed, small holes. Duplicate it. That is, we can use the duplicate special for this. Go to duplicate special. Some 4 should be enough, and with 0.5 Maya units gap. Let's see how it is. Okay, that is, we have to make it 0. It's a old setting. Here also we have to 0. Only in translate X it should be 0.5, others will be 0 except for the scaling. So let's duplicate and see. It should have more gap, so go to duplicate special and do it again. I think 2 should be enough. Okay. 1.5. Let's see how it is. Okay, right. Put this also in this and move it here and keep it. Go to top view and keep it. Okay, now we can select the stand and select these cubes, go to mesh, Boolean, difference. So Boolean is made. Just check in the shade mode. That's done. Now we will have to do that is apply retopologize. Go to mesh. Let's apply and see remesh first, then retopologize. It's not working. Okay, directly let's apply retopologize. Preserve hard edges on. Retopologize. This much number of lines we don't need, so I'll reduce it and see. I think this is okay. Only thing, we'll have to align these edges. That we can do. Go to top view, maximize the view, go to vertex mode, select these vertices first, that is the top one, and align it like this, and again select them, scale it to 0, this also scale it to 0, bring it little here and then scale it. Right, same scaling you do here also, scale it to 0, select them and scale it to 0. If the lines are straight, it will be better, because while doing UV unwrapping and mesh rendering, that is geometry rendering, it should look proper. So for that, adjusting the geometry is necessary. Right, it's done. Now let's bevel for this tool, the stand tool. Before that, let's delete the history for this, and let's name stand is enough. Now before doing beveling for this stand, we need to create a provision, that is hole for this table. So using the Boolean, we will create a hole in the table so that this stand can be seated there. Okay, so for that we should not bevel this and then do the Boolean. Before beveling the stand, we should create the hole in the tube in the table with this stand. Okay, for that, what I will do, I will duplicate this stand and you hide this original stand. Use this stand 1 for duplicate Boolean. Okay, and name it as Boolean. Now select the table and select the stand, go to mesh, Boolean, edit reset settings. When we are doing Boolean, the stand we had no stand Boolean, that disappeared. So for that only we kept the original stand intact, otherwise it will disappear. For that sake, we had to duplicate it. So now we have achieved the holes here. Delete the history and rename this as table only. Go to wireframe mode and heighten the stand's hole a little. Okay, if you want, you can move it down. Now unhide the stand, and that also you move it and let it be seated. Here let it be seated. Okay, scale it down a little, yeah, right, so that when we are doing the rendering, here you will see the edges adapting the shape of the stand. That is, table's shape is adapting the shape of the stand. Now we can do the beveling for the stand. Go to mesh, edit mesh, bevel, reset settings. Now go to fraction, 0.5 should be okay only. Increase the segments to 2. Okay, fine. Now we have to create a flower vase to keep it on the table. Go to front view, switch on the grid curves, draw a flower vase jar. From the bottom we should start. Okay, from here we will draw the double layer. Thickness should not be too much. The ending should be sharp enough. Okay, right, tweak a little so that it's perfect. Okay, 2 points are there. Right, this part should be a little thinner. This can be like this. Okay, now let's revolve it. Go to surfaces, revolve settings, control points on, segments 16, polygons around the y-axis, revolve. Okay, if you want to do some editing in the shapes, you can do it. Right, you can add vertices, go to curves, select curve points, and then go to curves, insert nodes. Okay. Till bend. Okay. Now select the jar, delete the history, delete the curve too, and let the pivot be at the bottom of the jar. Zoom it and place it. Right. Now keep it on the glass. So you should know where is glass. Select the glass and see it is here. There is here on the top of it. Keep the jar right on it. Okay, done. Now we have to inverse this. That is, reverse the direction of the normals. Go to mesh display, reverse. Right. Going here. Right. It's because here points are, there is the inner outer points are inner, so the inner layer is visible outside. We just have to do like this. Scale it up to match the, move this here. Okay. Okay. If you want, we can scale it down a little. Before that, let's apply smooth for this. Okay. Scale it down. This is the ratio. When we keep some objects on the table, a book, a pen, or this jar, you will know the ratio of the table, how big it is compared to the human size, how big the table is. Okay, so for that only we are keeping some flower vase or book or something. Now the jar is done. Name it as jar. Edit, delete by type history. You can even freeze it, modify freeze transformations. Right, done. Now we need flowers to keep inside the jar. So for that, go to content browser in general editors. In this, let's choose the flowers mesh. I think this is okay. I think there is no flower. This one is okay. It's simple and nice. Let's draw somewhere on the perspective. Okay, just one is enough. You can duplicate them. Now select the stroke. Yeah, it's created. Select the stroke, go to modify, convert paint effects to NURBS. Previously, for some other exercise, we were using this paint effects to polygons. Now I want to use paint effects to NURBS. Go to its settings. It's okay. It will be there. Convert. Now you can see it has created three different groups. One is stem, another is leaves, another is flowers, that is petals. So just zoom into it and see. If you convert it to nerves, each petal will be separate object. You can see that this one is separate, this one is separate, and stem will be separate, leaves are separate. So that is one advantage with the paint effects to nerves conversion. When you do paint effects to polygon conversion, it creates one single mesh and it becomes difficult to select only the petals or stem or leaves. So that is why we had to use paint effects to nerves. Now let's rename this as group petals. This one is group leaves. Let's see if we need really the leaves or not, because we cannot insert the flower stem into the jar if leaves are there. Maybe we can make it small. Now group stem, right. This one group flower, and if you see the pivot is in the world center, we have to bring it to the bottom of the stem. So go to pivot mode using the D in the keyboard and press snap to the vertex. Or use X grid snap, then we can, now you can use E. Okay, manually bring it to the geometry. Let's check it is okay or not. Yeah, it's right in the bottom. Now we can see the texture, how it's been look like. Yeah, it's there, but we will have to change it. Whatever comes from the paint effects, whatever models we convert it from paint effects, it will have the shader by itself, and those shaders will have reflection, translucency. Those translucency and reflections we don't need. Okay, so let's change those values. Diffuse should be 1, ambient should also be little 1, and shining can be 0, reflection should be 0. Do the same for the stem too. 0, 0, 0, and ambient color should be 1. Here also same thing. Okay, right. Bring the flowers here, just snap it, it will come here. Scale it bigger, keep it inside. Yeah, done. Okay. Duplicate one more. You can just scale it smaller and rotate it and keep it inside. let it not intersect with the glass, and one more we can duplicate. From there only just rotate it and make it bigger, little bigger. Yeah, this is okay. Done. So we have to now apply shaders for the table and flower vase. Let's save the scene. Before that, go to save scene. Okay, save it. Right, and we can select the strokes and delete it because we have converted the PaintFX flowers to NURBS meshes, so we don't need them anymore. Now let's just create a Arnold right area light, scale it up, -90 in the rotation X. And we can even use the sky dome light. See, this is called sky dome light. We can use it, but later we'll do that. Just for now I'm rendering and seeing. Okay, it's not showing. We have to switch off the normalize and see. Yeah, it's coming up nice. So for this middle glass, it should be glass shader, and for this table wood, for this stand also wood, and this jar will have either transparency shader or some textures we can try. Okay, so let's go for shaders. Now before shading it, we can do the UV unwrapping. Okay, select the table and you can switch off the grid, go to front view, face mode, select all the XZ planes of the table object. This is XZ and this bottom is also XZ. Go to front view. So all the XZ planes are selected. Just see if there is anything left without selected. These places also there. This one. And this one. Carefully zoom and select. Okay, right. All XZ planes of the table object are selected. Now go to UV planar. From y-axis we have to project it. Right, it's done. Go to UV editor. You can close the UV toolkit and just move the faces that you have done the wrapping, unwrapping. Now select the XY faces. Go to top view and select it. Okay, done. This side also do the same thing. Okay. Now inside also XY planes are there. That also we select. Okay, right. Just checking whether anything left to selected, and also we should check if there is any unnecessary unwanted faces got selected. In wireframe mode we can check it out. Okay, it's not there, only XY plane faces are selected. Now go to UV Planar Settings. From Z we have to project it. Done it. In the UV editor, bring it to the side. Okay, what is left is these things. Let's see what are there. Okay. Okay, we forgot to select this. Okay, these things also we should select. Okay, XY, this also comes under XY only, so we should select these things also. So you can see it is parallel, this one and this one facing the same side, so we should select this, and the down portion. Right. in your select. This we should select. Okay. This side also. This side too. Okay, let's do it and see. Go to UV planar. Again do the XY, that is from Z projected. Go to UV and see. Let's see what is this. Okay, what is remaining is the YZ plane faces we have to select now. I think it's all selected already. Then just go for projection. From X we have to project, you can see here, right? Now in the UV editor, let's put it like this, and select it and keep it here, bring it here. So this is the 0, 1 space in the UV editor. This is 0, this is 1, 1, 1, so it's called 0, 1 space. Inside the 0, 1 space we should keep it. Okay, right? Okay, now let this be here. And next thing we have to do is this one, this top one. Do the same thing. First we can select the XZ faces. For that, go to face mode, and from front view we can select the XZ faces. Okay. Bottom also we should select. Deselect the middle portion and go to wireframe and check. Yeah, it's done. UV planar, projects from Y, done. Go to UV and keep it aside. Now select the XY planes. It's selected. Go to UV and project from Z. That's done. Now this one, which is project from X, that is YZ planes. Yes, that's also done. You can keep it inside this one. Later we can change the place. Go inside. Scale down a little and rotate the transform. Okay. Now the next thing is select the stand. Select the top faces, top and bottom. Edit from Y. Go to UV editor. Okay. Only sides we have to select. Go to top and select it. It's done. Now do the projection from Z. Keep it here. Keep this on top of it. Okay. Then the next thing is, sorry. This one is the remaining thing. I think this got mixed up with YZ planes got mixed up with the XZ planes. So let's do it manually. other side also we have to do. Selection is a bit difficult here. That's where we miss some faces or we select additional faces. So we should be very careful while selecting the faces. Okay, right. This is from x-axis we have to project. Done. Paste it here. Okay, it's all done. Now we can keep it inside only, so that if we apply a texture, the entire thing will get mapped. Inside, let's keep it inside. Done. So now what's remaining is the glass. It's easier. There are only 6 faces. We'll do the same thing for this. First top and bottom. That is XZ faces. Then XY faces. Z. And this one. There is YZ faces, project from X. Okay. Select all of them and scale down a little so that it comes within the borders of the 0, 1 space. Now, flower vase doesn't need texture, so we don't have to do UV unwrapping for that, and flowers are already applied, texture is already there, so we don't have to do for that, and it's a NURBS object, we cannot do UV unwrapping for NURBS. Now we need a floor. Let's create a floor. And go to the outliner and select all of them. Make a group out of it. GRP table. Set. Keep it on top of the so now keep the table on the floor. Let's then drag and see. So now only we have to apply the shader and texture. First we will do the shading and texturing for this table. I click assign new material, Arnold, standard surface, table shader, roughness, IOR, there is Index of reflection can be 1.25. Okay, now give the wood texture in the diffuse, in the color. So let's give the texture in the color. Go to file, image name, source images, this is the texture I'm going to give. This is the one. Let's see how it's fitting. Yeah, it's good. Fine. Now the reference is there, and let's give texture for this one too. We are going to apply the same texture, shader surface, same roughness we need, diffuse roughness, and IOR is 1.25. The color channel, give the texture, the same texture I am giving. If it needs, we can do variations in the shader. If you want some different color for this border, glass border, you can do that variation in the shader. For this also we'll give, this is the final. Standard surface, roughness, diffuse roughness 1.2, and the color channel, file, image name, good, we are done. We have to rename the shader name. This is stand shader, right? Select the glass, and you have to create shader for glass. Go to hyper shader and see whether you have renamed all the shaders. This one is left without naming. This is border glass shader. Right. This is flower shader. And this is leaf shader. Stem shader. Now create one more shader for the glass and flower vase. Just name it as glass shader. And select the glass and flower vase, assign material to selection. Now go into the shader and make it transparent, and roughness should be 0. Rest of the things are okay. Let's see how it looks. And we can create the sky dome light too, and switch off the normalize. Make the camera 0 in the visibility. Now we'll render and see. Okay, it's too bright. You can make dark. Reducing the weight, we can make it dark. And also same darkness. Let's see how it looks. Okay, the light is, 2 lights are there, that is why we can delete the area light. Let's see how it looks. Increase render setting parameters to low so that the rendering quality will be nice. And I apologize for the texture that I have chosen to apply. So even UV unwrapping has to be perfect. To finish off in the one single video I am doing it. So later in some other video I will definitely show the detailed unwrapping for this table. So glass is achieved. Table model. We can just increase the shining and see. Go to hyper shader. Roughness reduce, roughness indirect, increase IOR for all the wood. Roughness, increase IOR. Okay, now you render and see. Now what we have to do is we have to give a background in the sky dome light. Let's go to sky dome light, and in the color channel we give a background. File open. Choose a file. There is some image scenery file. I think this is okay. This won't be seen in the rendering. So this is looking nice. It has shining properties. It's very smooth and glossy. If you want to increase the diffuse roughness to little more, you can increase, but I am okay with this. We can increase the intensity of the light. It's rendering. Let's wait. You can just increase texture for petals. Select the petals, go to shader and increase the diffuse to 2. 2.5 should be okay. It's rendering, wait, 26%. It's done. So this is the thing we did. Table using extrusion, Boolean, and we to create this border glass we used a Torus and changed some parameters under the inputs. We got it, and we used a revolution for the jar, and for the flowers we used paint effects models. We converted them to polygons. So okay guys, that's it for today. You can visit my website 3danimationyagna.com to know more about my online classes and YouTube links. Please subscribe my channel to see more videos on Maya software. Thanks for being with me. Cheers.